Some critics, including a lot on television, who are just basically phonies and don't know their subject well and were selected because some dorky producer thought they looked good.
Michael was one of the very best film critics in the United States.
Knowledge and ability to communicate the context and the essence of the film.
Michael is le roi, a king in Europe.
I think he's one of the most erudite.
Robert Altman, for example, told me that Michael wrote some of the best stuff that had ever been written about him.
Observed as a performance, we're intrigued by Lemon's sheer agility and stamina, his wizardly grace and skill as a performer. It's like a trill by Tatum or a cadenza by Heifetz. The sour taste, some feel, may simply be the acrid nip of life itself.
That it's not just opinion, but you get information along with it. You learn something.
New insights, even in my own film.
Our respect for his encyclopedic knowledge.
And I think sometimes I think Michael is too easy on movies.
Look, what do you want from me?
Michael, in my experience, ever watched a film continuously.
You want me never to complain when I have a bad time in a movie?
Michael Wilmington's life is the movies. He has no other life.
Is that what you want? Is that really what you want? I started writing movie reviews just for myself when I was about 12 or 13.
Michael is doing what not so many people are doing. He makes people who read, he makes them interested in film.
It's almost as if they were trying to brainwash me. It's like this Hitlerite, Stalinite, darkness at noon type thing. The conventional Hollywood studio movie wants to encourage you to identify with one specific character, follow that character through trials and tribulations and actions and adventures and romances and catastrophes that end in triumph, so you feel good as you're walking out of the theater.
Michael Wilmington wrote over 4,500 film reviews, essays, and profiles over a 10-year period at the Chicago Tribune. His brilliant writing combined an appreciation of all the arts with an encyclopedic knowledge of film. Hi, I'm Mike Reano. These are my collaborators, Bud Young and Mindy Duvernet.
Hello. Hello.
Since meeting Michael Wilmington when I was in college, I've always been moved by his passion for film, and I appreciated his interesting personality, so that when he became the lead film critic for the Chicago Tribune, I wanted to share his story with others. So then I asked Bud Young if he wanted to collaborate with me on the project.
Well, I was intrigued, so I went to see one of Michael's film classes at the University of Chicago, and it was incredible. He spoke for an hour without notes about the film he was showing that night, the history of the film, the making of the film, the press reaction to the film. It was incredible. So we shot some festivals and some interviews, and when I interviewed Edna Wilmington, Michael's mother, well, then I was like part of the family, and I just kept shooting and shooting.
So after all these years, I realized we had so much footage, and how are we going to tell this lengthy and complicated story? So I showed it to Mindy, a former film student of mine, who I found out was also a writer, and I wanted to see, could she find a story in all this?
So there was over 80 hours worth of film footage that we had to go through, and it was pretty amazing footage. There was footage of Michael Wilmington at film festivals and Michael Wilmington teaching his classes at the University of Chicago. We had a lot of footage to go through, but what was most interesting was coming up with a compelling story, and I think that we've done that.
So now we're in post-production, and we need your help so that we can finish this film, so that this story can be told.